Something that I alluded to earlier before, that I'm gonna say it again right now. The decisions that you make in your life will determine, because you're accountable for your decisions, but they will determine how your life ends up, okay? So for you guys today, I wanna go over my mindset that will create a millionaire as a way to educate you on the mindset or the behavior shifts that you have to make within yourself to have a millionaire mindset and not a broke mindset, to have a financial independence mindset and not a slave mindset, a financial slave mindset, which is a real thing, all right? Them financial slaves live paycheck to paycheck. That will never be me, has never been me, and it should be none of y'all. So these are the key things that I wrote down and I jotted down as, and it's 3 in total. There's probably gonna be some other ones that I'm gonna be naming because I like to get off track from time to time. But 3 things that I'm going to name that have structured how I think about my money, my finances, to become a future millionaire. You understand what I'm saying? Number 1, you have to understand is what is your why in life? Why do you wake up in the morning? Okay? Why do you do the things that you do? Understanding your why in every facet of life is something that needs to underpin everything that you do in life, because without a why, you're just floating through life. You're floating through life. You should always have a why. You should always have a strategy. You should always have a plan. Name any successful anybody that never had a plan and they just walked into success. Shit, you got lotto winners that didn't have a plan. They won tens of millions to hundreds of millions of dollars and ended up broke. Why? Because they didn't have a plan. On this channel, though, each and every one of you need to have a plan. You have to understand your why. Let me tell you what my why was, okay? My why was financial freedom. My why is financial independence. Meaning, I can walk away from whatever I'm doing at any given time and it not affect me. That's what that means. In a capitalistic society, this is one of the biggest powers. Fuck it. It's called fuck you money. You understand me? That was my goal. I never wanted to be beholden to anybody or anything. That was my why. True and utter independence. Okay? Hold on. Thirsty again. I got obsessed with money, how to make it, how to generate it, how to live off of it, because I never wanted to be beholden to anybody else. I never want to be beholden to a boss. I don't want to have to walk into a place unless I want to. That's why. Okay? That's why. So when I talked about one of my financial goals next year is to pay off my 30-year mortgage in 2.5 years, this spot right here, all right, it's because at the point that I do that, shit, I don't got a wife, I don't got kids, and my place is paid off. All I gotta pay is taxes and food. That's it. At that point, oh shit, waking up every day is a whole nother luxury. You understand what I'm saying? Because I wake up every day because I want to do whatever it is on my schedule, okay? And let me talk about this, is because this mindset shift is rare within the melanated community. It's rare. You don't hear shit like this. What you hear is work until you can't no more, until retirement age. Until retirement age, you can't work no more, or until you're dead. Like in the melanated community, like that's your options, and they don't even consider any other options. And I think it's a particular disservice. But YouTube has the opportunity to change that, which is why I love this platform. I love being able to talk to you like this. I love it. And I think it's a part of my calling. Here's the 5 concepts of money that I wanted to talk about from my perspective. Again, this is not all of my concepts of money. These are just certain things that I just wanted to talk to you guys about. So do know, love, and understand that. Also, too, let me also hit you guys with a quick thing. I am not a financial advisor. You gotta hit people with that at the beginning just to make sure that they don't think I am not a financial advisor. All of this shit is my complete opinion, but I'm taking my level and degree of success in financial security, and I'm giving you information on how I thought about things in order to get to how I am right now, or where I'm at right now. Here's the first thing that I wanted you guys to be able to think through. Don't be scared of money. Don't be scared of finances. Don't be scared to challenge your financial future. Don't be scared of reading material. Don't be scared of books. Don't be scared of Reddit posts. Don't be scared. Don't be scared if I start talking about Webull, which is a fee-free stock trading app. Do not be scared. The beauty of 2020 is that there's so many resources that is available on the internet that you can consume for free that will teach you all of these concepts embarrassment-free. Embarrassment-free, so you can ask whatever question that you have. Me personally, I love money. I ingrain myself in how it works. I want to understand everything about it. And here's the thing. The more that I know about it, the more that I increase my chances of having more of it in the future. People that are terrible with money don't understand money. They don't understand how it works. They don't understand how to use it. They don't understand the basic tenets. They don't understand it. Okay? 50% of y'all in the chat don't understand money, but it's okay. All right? Because this is the time to learn. Here's some things that I wanted to teach you at a basic conceptual level about money. Okay? Number one, all money is a store of value. Okay? That's all that it is. All right? It has been deemed up on high. This, within our society, this is how we store value. I can do a task. I can get work done. And in exchange for that task or that work, I can get money, which I can then use to provide for myself, put a roof over my head, get food. It is a store of value, nothing else. Okay? I want you to know, love, and understand that. And I think if we start at the basics, it does you guys so much more justice than growing up watching bastards on Instagram put money up to their ear. Okay? Ignore all that shit. Get all that bullshit out your head. People with money don't do that. Just do this for me. Right now on the screen. Just do all that shit. Ignore all of that shit because none of those savages know anything about money. You understand what I'm saying? It is a store of value. And that value will change depending upon the currency. You can go to another country and your store of value can be worth a lot more or a lot less, okay, for the same value of that money. I was in Thailand a few years ago. Thailand has an exchange rate of at least 10 to 1, okay? So if you make $100,000 in the United States, you are rich, like rich in Thailand. You are at least a millionaire conceptually. You know what I'm saying? From the differences of the value of the dollar in Thailand, because it's at least 10 to 1. It might be an extreme amount over that. You understand what I'm saying? So it can shift. Here's a second concept about money that I think that you have to know, love, and understand is that it's just a medium of exchange. Again, I talked about it earlier, all right? It's a store of value, and it's a medium to exchange goods, services, work. The old version of exchanging was called bartering, okay? This is like, you know what I'm saying, trading, right? So it's like, yo, I got this hammer, and yo, my G, you got that screwdriver. I don't need this hammer anymore. You have this screwdriver, okay? Let's like fucking trade. You understand what I'm saying? It's rudimentary. It's some bullshit, okay? Testing, testing, testing. Are we coming in? Are we coming in loud and clear? Hold up. Hold up. They trying to hate on the thug real quick. Hold on. Put a 1 down into the building if you guys can hear and or see me. I don't know what was going on with the video. Put a 1 down into the building if y'all can hear and or see me. All right? Hold up. They can't stop my shine. They can't stop my hustle. They can't stop this knowledge. They can't stop that shit. Put a 1 down in the building if you can hear and or see me. They ain't stopping the knowledge here tonight. You guys already understand and already know where we going tonight. All right? Y'all already understand and you already know where we are going tonight. It's going to be no hold bars down in here into the building here today. You saw how they was trying to stop my shine? You see that? You see that shit? How dare you? How dare you? All right? All right? The people need the information, so we got to be able to give them the information. What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Red Cup Talk. It is an absolute pleasure to be here again for one more Friday. Shout out to everybody that's coming down into the building. I wholeheartedly appreciate everybody in attendance here today. I'm starting to see the ones come through. Guys, this is a new microphone. I don't know if you've seen, there's a couple of videos I uploaded last week that was the new microphone. And I keep on getting a lot of compliments regarding the sound quality. So hopefully you guys can hear it in the live stream just as well as it is heard within the pre-recorded videos. So, but bear with me, okay? Because it's all new to me right now. So bear with me. Shout out to everybody that's coming down into the building here. We're going to have a fantastic conversation here today. Sorry about the technical difficulties with that last video. I don't know what was going on with that. It's a new capability with the StreamYard app, so you can blame them. It had nothing to do with me, but we back in here, and we're going to have a fantastic show. Shout out to everybody that's coming down into the building. I already saw some super chats that came through. Shout out to Darth Malice. This man, the man trying to stop the shine. How dare they? Shout out also to Pulp Perfective. Thank you so much, bro, for the $20 super chat. Where my air horn at? Shout out to the $20 super chat. You part of the Patreon crew. You know what I'm saying? Been a while since I caught a stream. Congrats on paying off your mortgage. Does paying it off early negatively affect your credit by a lot? No, don't worry about your credit. Whoever told you to worry about your credit on paying off your mortgage, that's a broke person. Don't worry about broke people. Broke people would keep you broke, bro. We're going to talk about it, all right? I'm looking to invest in a quadplex until next year. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, don't worry about your credit. Listen, you only worry about your credit when you need a loan. You understand what I'm saying? So investing in a quadplex, are you going to do that with, are you going to buy it outright in cash? Then you won't need credit. So, but you need good credit to get a lower interest rate on that quadplex. You understand what I'm saying? So, but we'll come back around to that question. But thank you so much. Patreon gang in the building. Guys, we got a fantastic show here today. I got some notes that I wrote to make sure that I'm hitting on all of these topics. Listen, let me also start off the conversation in saying this is that I am humbled, really and truly. I'm really humbled by all of the positivity that has come my way as a result of me completing this very arduous task that I had set for myself when I first took out the mortgage in this crib. And what did I tell you guys from Jump Street? All right. What did I tell you guys from Jump Street? 2021 is about the year of the receipts. Okay. Year of the receipts. And I said this in my previous video. All right. I think that it's easy to sell a dream to people that really don't know the answers to the questions that are being posed to them. It's really easy. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you were starving, let's say like you were in a desert somewhere, you were absolutely starving. You just want something to eat, and you came up to a snake oil salesman and he said to you, hey, listen, I know exactly what's going to help you with your hunger. And he hands you a pile of shit, right? And he said, listen, and if you take this pile of shit and you ingest this pile of shit, I guarantee you your gut will be full. And you're like, ah, shit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen shit before, but like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand what he's saying, but you know what? Let me just eat the shit. All right. And then you die from shit poisoning. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of that. That's a terrible analogy, but there's a lot of that bullshit that is happening from a financial perspective all over the internet. And I know you guys are inundated with all this stuff. So the purpose of this cast is I wanted to go over what is my methodology. What are the things that I think through as I am building up my wealth, and what are the things that I have done in my past that have gotten me to this point here today. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of y'all are talking about this YouTube shit. It's YouTube accelerated shit. I will say that, but we're going to talk about it because I think you guys would be inherently surprised with the information that we're going to talk about here today. Shout out to all the super chats that's coming through. Shout out, Hero Ovation in the building. I appreciate your time and effort to give us this knowledge. I'm on this content grind as we speak. Shout out my G Patreon gang in the building. Shout out, Akko in the Patreon gang coming in strong. Congratulations again, my man. Keep dropping the knowledge and showing the receipts. Receipts all day. This year 2021 is the year of the receipts. You already know what it is. I want to be just like you when I grow up. Shout out to Akko in the building. All right. I don't even know what time it is where you are. He's living on Japan time right now. Learning from the youngins. Shout out. All right. We're going to get into the content here today. Yeah, it was an absolutely terrible analogy, but the majority of you guys understand where I was going. All right. But we got to talk about it here today. As I said before, this is the year with the receipts. And guys, understand that as I go through this content today, as you come across different information all over the internet, you have to understand what type of the information that it is that you are consuming. You can either be consuming things from an motivation perspective, or you could be consuming content from an education perspective. They're both very valuable. Understand it. Or you could be consuming some dumbass cat videos or some drama shit, which is a complete utter waste of time. But when I'm talking about this money shit, motivation and education. Here tonight, you're probably going to hear a lot of both, but I want to hone in on the education component, and I'm going to try to make it as practical. I'm going to try to make it as pragmatic as what I possibly can. But do understand this as I go through this content here tonight, that I'm going to skim surface level of a lot of these different topics and a lot of these different things. But do understand that on my Patreon, okay, within my Discord group, we can get into a lot more focused discussions. Why and how, do you ask? Well, on my Patreon and my Discord group, it's not me live streaming to one person. It's group conversations, right? So we all have a seat at the table. This is like Knights of the Round Table. You understand what I'm saying? It's not me at the head talking to everybody. So we can have group conversations where these or your particular situation can be brought up in order to enhance your life, to make your life more optimal tomorrow than it was today. So understand that, okay? Here's the next thing that I wanted to be able to go through from a housekeeping perspective. Patreon gang after party right after this. You guys already know we're gonna be chopping it up right after this. So hold, okay. Next thing I want to go through housekeeping. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I had people emailing me asking me for saying, "Hey, you're a financial advisor. What do you think about this?" I am not. I am not a financial advisor. I do not have the financial advisor certifications. These are all my opinions, and I wanted to make that clear. Okay, I wanted to make that very clear. All right. So with that, do again understand that I'm going to be glancing over information. What I also wanted to cover within housekeeping perspective, guys, there's a link down into the description box, and that is for a fee-free stock trading app called Webull. It's essentially a digital brokerage that's fee-free. I've been talking about it over the last several months. I had a lot of people that actually signed up for it in my affiliate link. If you are interested in getting into the market, and I'm sure that you probably will after the conclusion of this conversation, click on that link down below. I have tutorials on my channel on how to use the particular app. Just search Webull on my profile and you will find the information. You understand what I'm saying? So feel free. Click on that link down in the description box down below so we could get that conversation started. I used Webull in order to, and I've gone over it. There's been screenshots that I put up on my community chat post on my Instagram to show how my portfolio is building. Everyone that's down in the Patreon game and the Discord game, you guys already know questions that are had. We got groups and channels for those questions where everyone could participate, their knowledge, their understanding. Because there's people back in my Discord that have even more knowledge and information regarding the markets than even I do, okay? So I wanted to make that very clear and very apparent. Shout out to all the super chats that's coming in. Jordan Williams, Patreon gang in the building. Thank you so much, bro, for the $10 super chat. Shout out to Jay Garcia. Salute to you, my brother. It's always great to see those that resemble you and are also from where you are located. Also in NYC, find success. Shout out to Jay Garcia. I appreciate that, my G. Absolutely. Shout out to Hero Ovation again. This magnivation. Patreon is worth every penny. Shout out, my G. I appreciate the love, the support, and the respect. Guys, listen, I can't go through all of them because I want to keep on cooking throughout the stream. Oh, I remember you, Mick Andrew. I remember you. I thoroughly enjoy your content, but MIA for months because you were in the Marines. Now I'm back. Keep the education. Oh, the dedication. I appreciate that, my G. I appreciate that. All right. All right, guys. I got to keep on rocking here in the content. So let me get a couple of the other points through. So real quick, too, I had a quick shout out to do, and I wanted to show this to you guys real quick. One of my favorite. So before we get into the financial content, I had to do this real quick because I was so excited in seeing this. One of my favorite, actually my favorite reaction duo. I was in a live stream of their channel not too long ago that was held by one of them, and I just wanted to share with you what they said about the channel, and I just wanted to do that real quick before we get into the content. But I was so excited after seeing this, I just wanted to show you guys. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties that you guys can see this, but I was so ecstatic when I saw this. All right, so let me throw this up here real quick.
Mediocre tutorials and reviews, $50. Shout out. Hey, Mediocre. I see you, bruv.
Ah, shit is lagging. It's lagging. Hold up. Let me remove that and let me try to bring it back. Hold on. Share. Hold on. Give me a second. It's a live stream, guys. It's not pre-recorded. Shit like this is gonna happen. All right, let's see if it works now.
Mediocre tutorials and reviews, $50. Shout out. Hey, Mediocre. I see you, bruv.
Ah, shit is lagging. All right, I'm not even gonna play it. I'm not even gonna play it. It's lagging. I gotta figure out what's going on, and maybe I'll show it at some point. Hold up. But like my favorite reaction YouTubers, I've Preach, was in the building. I came into their live stream and they was showing a young thug respect, and I wholeheartedly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring it up here because I can bring it up right here. You guys are gonna see it perfectly. Hold on, give me a quick second. There we go. Hold on. Hold on, let me share screen, share audio.
Hey, Mediocre. I see you, bruv. Yo, for all the people that are here and are watching, the 900 and whatever 60, all of you, you should check out Mediocre tutorials and reviews on YouTube. He does good things. I like what he does. We watch what he does. Yeah, we watch what he does. So, and I'm not afraid to say it. We're not in the phase where we're like, you know what, we cannot. We can't give props to other channels. At Abba and Preach, we don't really give a fuck. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Shout outs to you, and yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep going at it, bruv. You're doing good. You're doing great. So go follow Mediocre. It's pretty good. I like what he does. Anyways, what else? Since you're
All right. I had to quickly show that real quick. Shout out again to my favorite reaction channel. I had to share that with you guys. Shout out to Preach. Shout out to Abba, of course. Shout out to Preach. I was stopped into their live stream yesterday, and he had to say that, so I want to share that with you guys from a reaction perspective. I look up to them like in the hierarchy of being dope reaction, and then being able to interject information into a conversation to make it holistic in point and to continue to push a conversation and a discussion. So to get that kudos from Preach was absolutely amazing. So hopefully we could do content later at some point, collaborate at some point. So I want to share that with you guys here today. Now let's get into the content. All right, MTR, drop that wisdom, bro. I see you, Preach. Mad respect to Abba and Preach too. Absolutely. Super respect to them. Super respect to them. I'm trying to watch at work, but thanks for the knowledge and the wisdom you give. Absolutely. All right, let's get in there. All right, guys, so listen. I had a incredible milestone that I hit this past week. You guys already saw from the video that I uploaded, and I wanted to share information that I think would be apropos. all right, would be timely for you. Now, when I go through this conversation, also understand that we're all different. We are all inherently different. The way that I grew up and the path that I took is going to be different than your path, okay? But I think even outside of understanding that the path that I took was a little bit different, and I'm going to get specifically into my path, okay? Even though it's different, there's things that you should know. There's things that you should know within your path to optimize where you will be into the future. There's things that you should know, and I want to share those things with you today. Now, what's the reason that I'm doing this? What's the reason that I uploaded the video that I did talking about my mortgage? Money is always a taboo topic. It's always a ridiculously foreign thing to talk about, no matter the culture that you are in. I know most of my subscribers are Americans, but pretty much globally, if you go around, money is a very sensitive topic. But I know that you cannot dream what you cannot see, or what you do not think is possible or plausible for you. So that's a big conundrum. That's a big conundrum, okay? Because if people don't talk about it, right, and they're not given the information of what it is that they've done and what it is and how they have achieved what it is that they have, and they feel weird about giving back information, then how can we grow? How can we grow? How can we learn from them? That is the reason that I uploaded that video, as a form of a receipt of, I've done this. Now I want to talk about it, even though on my channel I've been talking about it for a long damn time, but y'all motherfuckers don't want to click on the video until you see numbers and shit like that. But I get it, because it's hashtag receipt season 2021. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, the more that we talk about it, let me repeat, the more that we talk about it, the more that it increases the chances of your best shot at life. We all get one shot at this thing called life. We all get one shot, okay? What are you doing to optimize your particular shot? What are you doing? You understand me? What are you doing? Because here's the distance. Here's the distance. Those that generally figure it out, either A, they don't have a platform to speak about it. They don't have a platform to speak about it. B, they reach such a higher socioeconomic status that they don't want to speak about it, because then they become in fear of someone trying to take it from them, right? Or C, they just get too busy. They just get too busy in life. They end up having a family, a wife, or kids. But I got time. I got the platform. I got the time. All right. And I'm doing it digitally. Right. And I'm doing it digitally. Okay. So I think it's important that those that figure it out still have the opportunity to give it back. Okay. And really and truly, I am absolutely dedicated, okay, at this point in my life, in changing shit. What do I mean by that? I'm absolutely dedicated that I can instill you with knowledge and information that will change how you think about these very simple topics, all right? So that later on down the line, okay, the world can be your oyster, all right? Because we talk about this, and I talk about this on this channel all the time, that time is your most important and valuable asset. The closest link and what is highly correlated with time is money, depending upon how you use your time. And at the point that you remove all of the roadblocks, whether it be debt, whether it be whatever it is, you can have your time back. And I think that it is incredibly important that we can focus and hone in on that, all right? That's the reason why I'm doing this, all right? Far too often, there's those that tell you to become high value. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I think from a motivation perspective, you need people to tell you that and the reasons of why it's important in that. But no one is saying how to do it, or no one was talking about this is how they did it. But I'm going to do that for you guys here today on the cusp of this mortgage thing. You understand what I'm saying? All right, guys, so listen. When I talk about why this is so important to me, I also think through, hold on, thirsty. When I talk about why it is important to me, I think that it's also dope to understand that there was a point in my life where I wasn't doing this YouTube shit, so I was trying to make this shit very apparent within my general geography, okay? And trying to make it important or trying to hit people within your general geography. What I noticed, because I had my boy, I had one of my really good friends called me up and was like, yo, I just saw your mortgage video. Like, why? Like, why are you telling people all of this shit, right? And I think that the opportunity to give back the knowledge that I know is inherently important. But going back, and I remember what I told him was, yo, I remember I was at an award show not too long ago, and I was sitting in the audience, and I remember this particular lady in the town that I grew up in, who's like famous in the town, in this particular town, was getting this awards, and all of her awards were geographically specific. Geographically. Like, no one's calling that shit out, but it was geographically specific. And she was talking about all these things and all the accolades. And all I could think to myself is, damn, if she had YouTube when she first started her career, like, millions of lives would have been impacted. Okay? Millions of lives would have been impacted. So that's what I'm doing here today. Okay? So listen, let's get into the content. All right? Let's get into the content. So let me first start off on just so you guys can get a clear context of who I am, because there's a majority of you that might be new here tonight, but welcome, okay? First, I'm going to go over my upbringing, where I came from, and how I got here today, okay? Very briefly. And then I'm going to go over a key framework that you guys need to understand in this journey of accumulating wealth, okay? And accumulating wealth. And then I'm going to go over components of money mindset that you need to understand, and as well as the major deterrents of you not being able to hold on to capital into the future. I'm gonna go over all of these things, and I'm trying to keep it as condensed as possible. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's down to the building. Guys, do me a favor and hit on the like button. Would wholeheartedly appreciate that. We got 830 in the building. We should have at least 700 likes. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate it. All right. All right, so guys, listen, here's information about me, and I think that this is particularly relevant because here's what I was seeing in my comments. I was seeing, outside of all of the pleasantries, I was seeing he got it all from YouTube. It's from YouTube money, and that's actually not true at all. That's actually not true at all. And the concepts that I'm going to go over will let you know how that I was able to do that, okay? So, guys, I am from New York, okay? Born and raised up till 18. I am from New York, okay? I had a very modest upbringing, and the majority of that modest upbringing is because I was raised in a single-parent household. My dad raised me. My family was divorced. I was like 7 or 8 years old. I was particularly young, okay? I was only cognizant for like 3 years before they got divorced. But they got divorced. I moved in with my pops, which in the melanated community is particularly rare, okay? But I was with my pops, okay? So, but do understand that I was never poor in growing up, right? Like, I never thought like dinner was never gonna come tonight. You understand what I'm saying? The thought never even crossed my mind. So my pops, although he was a music teacher, did a fantastic job in making sure that particular deterrent I never saw at all. And he made sure to raise me in an environment where he had enough discipline in my life to instill fantastic values within myself, okay? I also wanted to call out this as I go over my upbringing. I was an average student. Average. I was average. And I think it's important for me to bring this up. Because there's a lot of you guys that think that, well, I'm listening to MTR. He has a pretty decent vocabulary. That's not what I have. It ain't got shit to do with that. I've worked so hard on my reading comprehension, the things that I say, my cadence and how I speak. to do it in front of a camera, I've worked crazy hard at it. I've worked in crazy hard at it. And I want you to understand that. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is there's not much that separates me from you. There's not much. Okay? There's not much. So I think it's important. I think it's important because I'm tired of hearing these excuses regarding the particular things that have plagued you within your life, because shit, I've had shit that plagued me as well. So I think it's important to understand that there's nothing that separates me from you. And I don't want to hear nothing about intelligence. I don't want to hear nothing about the way I speak. Nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about YouTube. Nothing. Because anybody can do this, okay? As long as you understand the key tenets of the things that I'm going to talk about here. Hold on, let me get this off the screen real quick. Okay. All right, so here's the next thing. Hold on, thirsty. So I left New York when I was 17, 18 years old, when I graduated from high school, okay? And then I went to college. I went to a PWI, a predominantly white institution, a large school, and I went up there for 4 years, all right? Kind of sort of lost, but here's the thing. Here was the best investment of my time, was to understand what were the things that I liked. What were the things that I was attracted to? So I eventually figured out that I liked money and business, okay? I liked money, business, and technology. So I combined those things together, and I decided to go into a management of information systems degree, which at the time was crazy popping. That was crazy popping. And then also, which is also what you guys should be doing as well, when you're looking up majors, you should also see what is the expected income. And I was looking up majors of MIS degrees, and I was like, oh, I can live with that. You understand what I'm saying? So I did that first, okay, on my milestones to 6 figures, all right? I did that. I understood who I was in the majors that aligned to the things that I wanted to spend time in doing. Here's another thing that set me apart. I got a job while I was in school, all right? I got a part-time job at a call center while I was in school. I did that for a couple of reasons. Number one, I needed some extra cash because I was broke like shit, and I was too prideful to ask my pops for money. And number two, I needed work experience. I wanted to get into the workforce. I was a camp counselor a couple of years before that, but that's not like real shit. But I wanted to get like real work experience so that when I started to apply for different jobs after college, it was going to raise my chances of being accepted into any of these roles that I was applying for. And that was key, okay? The call center job and knowing exactly what I wanted to do. And the reason why I'm going over all these things is because there's a wide degree of variance in the different people that are in here. There's some of y'all that are college age, and there's some of y'all that are my age, and there's some of y'all that are older. But I got to go over this before we get into the later part of the content so you can understand more about me. Here's what I try to describe is every stage of your life, guys, has to be a level up. Every single damn stage. Every single stage. The promotion of high school into college for me was a level up. It doesn't mean that you need to go into college, and we can get into blue collar versus white collar here in a second. It doesn't mean you need to do that. It was my particular goal that I wanted to do because I know I wasn't good with my hands, even in high school. You understand what I'm saying? So I knew I wanted a white collar job. I knew that sitting in front of a computer was going to work for me. But you need to know that. You need to understand that. You understand what I'm saying? And it is valuable for you to be able to figure that out, okay? So I had this degree that I was working on. I was working at this job at a call center where I was working on my sales skills. I was working on how to talk to a customer. I was learning a small component of a business. And I took that call center job where I came in green as shit to being the top seller within this job. And it was at a very large call center of a bank that is now a Fortune 20 company. You understand what I'm saying? And I was top seller there because I got addicted to doing well. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? So here's what happened. Here's that flip or that level up that I was talking about before. I took those two different things as I was learning, and lo and behold, there was a career fair on my college campus. There was a career fair, and I came across another Fortune 20 bank. And I came up to them and started having a conversation with them. And you know what set me apart is that I had a clear purpose and story to the things that I wanted to do. And I had this experience at this call center. And I was able to take those two things, talk about that in the job interview, and then transition that into my first full-time role. Actually, it was an internship. So I interned. I was a marketing analyst at this very large company. I was a marketing analyst for a whole summer. And when you talk about I was there at 7:45 every day and left at 6 p.m., okay? That's what I was doing, all right? That's what I was doing every single day in the internship, not knowing shit about going in there, just completely confused every day. High levels of anxiety every day. But I forced myself through it because I saw a light at that end of that tunnel, okay? Because I saw a light at that end of that tunnel. Let me go on. Let me keep going, all right? So I was able to turn that into a full-time role. That was my full-time role that I ended up earning I never forget it. It was $45,000 or $46,000 per year. And at the time, shit, I was like, I thought I was rich. You understand me? I thought I was rich. Okay, I thought I was rich. I was losing my mind. It was my first job, okay? First real job. I had a 9 to 5, all right? I was living alone. Right? No roommates, no bullshit. And I did that for about 3 years or so. But here's the thing. And here's one of the concepts that I wanted to talk about is you have to have amazing people in and around your circle. If I look at your circle, I can tell something about you, right? If you involve yourself within that circle, right? So in my circle, as I worked at this full-time opportunity, as I was still building on my resume, still continuously learning, still adding tools to my toolkit, my circle was out getting MBAs. They were out getting law degrees. They were out getting med degrees. That was my circle. That was the people that was in and around me. They were aspiring to be bigger, better, faster, stronger. And that made me want to be bigger, better, faster, stronger. Because I'll tell you what, when I graduated from undergrad, I had no intentions on going back to school. So anyway, I had this full-time opportunity at this large financial institution, okay? And I worked in on continuously improving myself during that time. I was able to get a promotion during that time. I went from a business analyst to a senior business analyst at that time, all right? And then a year later, I started applying for MBA programs, Masters of Business Administration programs, because I knew, all right, I like this business shit. I like this business shit. And I was looking at the expected salaries of when you get out of a business degree, an MBA program, what is the average salary? And I was like, oh, they're in the 6-figure club. I want to be a part of the 6-figure club. Because at the time, I would say after the promotion that I got, I was in a low cost of living city, and I was making probably about $60,000 per year at about 24, 25 years old. Okay, about $60,000 a year at that time. Okay. So here was the next milestone. The next milestone, okay, I went and applied, and I ended up getting in. And this is one of the game changers within my life, okay? This is one of the game changers within my life is because not only did I get in, but I applied to a specific institution called, and I'll call it out right now for everyone that's down up in here who is interested into business degrees, called the Consortium. I believe the website is cgsm.org. And a part of their main purpose and goal is to allow folks into their organization to give them a chance for full tuition scholarships to Masters of Business Administration programs for melanated people. Okay? For melanated people. I ended up applying to this organization. I ended up getting in, and for the school that I applied for, okay, they ended up giving me a full tuition scholarship to get my MBA. I'll be honest with you. I was applying to MBA programs. I had no idea. How I was going to afford it, how I was going to pay for it, okay? Because typically MBA cost about $100,000 per year. I mean, $100,000 over the 2 years that typical MBA programs the length of time, okay? So I ended up getting a full ride tuition scholarship. I left where I was working, took 2 years, no pay, in order to increase my knowledge, my toolkit, and my business acumen, all right? And at the end of that, at the end of the 2 years, okay, that's when I hit the six figures club, okay? That's when I hit the six figures club, all right? That's when I hit the six figures club. And I want you guys to understand that. So when we talk, and that was 2013, all right? That was 2013 that I hit the six figures club. So in other words, when I see people commenting, well, he did it because of YouTube. Yes, YouTube has accelerated that, but that's because I have 2 jobs. YouTube is another job. It is essentially how I have to treat it if I want to be successful at it. You understand what I'm saying? It's another job. So what would be more accurate is, well, he accelerated that because he has 2 jobs. They don't want to say that. They just want to just say, oh, he's 100,000 plus subscribers, so that's the reason why he do that. And that's your excuse, is the reason why you don't do that. But as I've said before, excuses are tools of the incompetent. Let me repeat that. Excuses are absolute tools of the incompetent. They're tools of them. You don't want to be anything in and around people that love excuses. These are the black cloud people that come in and around your life that act like they have the best intentions for you, but have no intentions at all besides to waste your time. Time wasters. You have to be incredibly keen on who are the time wasters in and around your life. You have to be keen on that, and you can never let their negative energy have control over you, because that's their own problem. Okay? If they summarize what they see and they look, oh, he did that because he's smart. That's the only reason. Oh, he did that because of, look at his family members. That's the only reason. Oh, she did that because of, get those people in and around you out of your life. And if you are the person that is that person, I would consider therapy. I would consider professional help to remove the demons in and around your life so you can expedite the process of healing. Because those people will keep you broke. What I talk about to you guys all day, your network is your net worth. All right? It is. And I absolutely believe that. If it wasn't for the people that I had in and around my life, that I look to the left and I look to the right, and I'm like, yo, you are impressive. You are impressive. Because there's so many of us that grow up in and around just people that are just okay with mediocrity. I was never okay with mediocrity, ever. I always knew I wanted to be the best person that I possibly can. And now that I've reached a point that I would call success, I want to give that information back. But how dare you just assume of something that you just came up to a week and a half ago is the reason why I was able to pay off my mortgage? How dare you? How dare you? As if I'm not been in this game continuously learning, getting certifications, getting degrees, multiple degrees over the last couple decades. How dare you? And I mean that for every fiber and being of my soul. But these are the type of personalities you should get just as angry at, these personalities in your life, as what I am showing to you right now. Remove the obstacles from your life. Remove them. You have to understand that. You're only as fast as the anchors that hold you down. These people are holding you down, whether or not you realize it or not. Shout out to the super chats that are down into the building. Mark B, I see you, my G. I see you. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I got to keep cooking, though. I got to keep cooking. Shout out, Mark B, you longtime supporter. All right. I got some notes here that I want to make sure that I go into. Like I said before, guys, we're going to be going over motivation as well as education. Right now, we are in the education component. We're in the education component, and I think it's very important that you take accountability for yourself, for your life, and don't let anybody with these trash ass excuses of why someone else got it disable you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Y'all don't think I've had naysayers? Y'all don't think I've had negative energy around me? Y'all don't think I've had difficulties in my life? Do you? So really, what separates me from you? Not a damn thing. So if I can make a goal like paying off my mortgage in 2 years, my $300,000 mortgage in 2 years, what separates me from you? Besides the people that you keep around you, the actions that you are willing to take, and the shit that you are willing to learn, what separates me? Not a damn thing. You understand me? All right, guys, so listen. I had to address that real quick. Hashtag receipt game. Receipts in the building. Guys, hit on the like button real quick. We should have over 1,000 likes in here. You probably came in here and forgot to hit on the like button. It's okay. I forgive you. Just hit on the like button. Shout out to O'Shea in the building. Even if it was because of you two, MTandR, you still put in the work to make it happen. Yeah, and that's the thing as well, because a lot of people, like I've had emails, so many emails since I uploaded that last video, and so many emails are just like, yo, bro, how do you do it? Or, how do you make time? And it is that I just make time, okay? Because I still have a full-time job, all right? I still do YouTube and try to upload at least one video per day. I still work out very much because I love to work out. And I still have a minor social life, okay? But there's too many people that put in abundance of time into tasks that are worthless and have no positive on the bottom line at the end of the day, okay? Salud, MT. What up, Hex? I heard those excuses from my old friends as the reason why I'm in college, expecting congratulations, my brother. I appreciate that, Hex. Patreon gang in the building. Patreon gang, we're going to be back there. Trust, believe, and understand that. But that's really key, okay? But that's really key. And whether or not there's majority men that's down in here right now, or there's ladies that's down in here right now, the energy and who you keeping, guys, we go over bad behavior all day on this channel, and we bring it up. We point a picture at it. We have a conversation about it. But I think that it's important to be able to do that because there's some people that are not able to identify why there's certain things that I go over that are bad behavior. There's some people that are unable to do that. And that's the reason why I do that, because I think that is really important because of how that behavior makes me want to upchuck. I'll be honest with you. And there's some of y'all that's like, oh, no, that's fine. I don't think so. In my estimation, all right? Shout out to Carlton. I appreciate the $15 super chat, my G, okay? Financial freedom is where it's at, though. You know why? Financial freedom is where it's at, though. Because at the point in the time that you have the available infrastructure that you own is the exact point in time that you can really change some shit. That's the point. Because you have your time back. Because you own shit. That's when you can really change some shit. Okay? Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. Guys, please make sure that you are hitting on that like button. We should be way over 1,000 likes right now. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate that. All right? All right, guys. So listen, let's get into it. Actually, too, I may open up the phone lines to hear a couple of questions. I'm not going to drop the link in there yet, just quite yet. But I wanted to first talk about that. All right, guys, so listen. Here's what I wanted to talk about. When we talk about the mindsets that you need to have to do the things that I have in my life, okay, outside of my background and how it is that I got here. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to conclude and finish the story. So that was 2013-ish. That I hit the 6 figures club and have been there at least 6 figures every year since. I've continued to work in on myself to improve my continuous learning, my outlook on life, the certifications that I have that is tied to my name. And since then, I've gotten 2 promotions. Okay. So you guys just do the math. Okay. I've gotten 2 promotions at the company that I'm currently at right now. I started doing YouTube back in about 2016 or so. And it wasn't until last year that I started to get views. So that was 3 years of just pedal to the metal of not making any money on the shit until it eventually started getting to views. You understand what I'm saying? And it actually wasn't until middle of last year that I started to make a profit off of it. You understand me? It was more cost in the equation than there was revenue coming in. And that is real. Okay. Guys, let's continue on with the inspiration and the motivation. All right. Here's what I wanted to talk about. When I think about the concept of money, right, and the concept of financial independence, retire early, which has been one of my driving forces and factors in the decisions that I have made into my life, there's a simple equation that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And that simple equation is assets, liabilities, and equity. Okay. What are assets? Assets are anything of value that can be converted into cash. You know, there's assets that you might have within you that actually you might utilize to generate income. Like, for example, my YouTube channel, I have a computer right here. I have lighting. I have monitors. These are assets. I bought these, but I actually use them to generate income. You have to understand assets. You have to understand what an asset is. Now, the other side of that is a liability. Simply think of a liability simply as what you owe. Okay? What you owe. That's it. Your credit, your debt. You have to understand all these things. Okay? Asset, liabilities. Here's the equation to bring them together. Assets minus liabilities equals equity, or commonly known as your net worth. Again, assets minus liabilities equals your equity, okay? Or your net worth, okay? What does that mean, right? If you have all your assets, all the things that you can convert to cash within your life, you have, all right, your income coming in, you got your business on the side of things that you buy within your business to generate additional income. And then you have your liabilities. You got, maybe from a personal liabilities perspective, you got your debts. You got all these other things. And if you minus those 2 things together, what's on the other side is your equity. You have to understand that. Shout out to the $50 super chat. Shout out to Rashad Riley, my brother. I'm extremely proud and thankful for you. Been following the channel for a few months now. This is definitely needed info. Keep pushing the greatness. We'll absolutely do that, Rashad. Appreciate that. Sponsor tonight's show. Shout out to Rashad in the building. I appreciate the $50 super chat. Okay. You guys have to understand that. Okay. This is one of the oldest accounting principles in the book. You have to understand the basics of that. There's some of y'all that make $70,000 per year. All right. But you're $120,000 in debt. Okay. Your asset is what you bring in. Okay. In that equation, that's $70,000. Your liabilities is what you're giving out. What you are worth is in the negative. And I think that it's key to call that out, because there's a lot of y'all that make $70,000 per year that act as if you have no liabilities. Is spending on shit, acting as if you have no one else to pay back. One of the biggest killers of your net worth is interest rates. We're going to get into that in a quick second right here. Okay. So when you think about this equation, you could think about the assets and the liabilities and your overall net worth as the revenue that you're bringing in, the costs that are going out. All right. You have to think about it in that equation, because there's way too many is way too many of y'all that don't understand this very basic concept. And this is the concept that has pushed me, all right, to be able to do what I have done this past week. So when we talk about the revenue side of the equation, right? When we talk about the revenue side of the equation, I'm going to bring up something here in a quick second that I think will make this abundantly apparent. All right, hold up. Let me share. When we talk about the revenue side of the equation, that is what is coming in. So we have to be able to talk about the different revenue streams that you can tap into. We have to be able to talk about that. Hold on. Let me bring this up on the screen real quick. We have to be able to talk about the revenue streams. And I've talked about this on a stream here before, but I wanted to bring this up because I think that is very important that we talked about this. 8 income streams. We talk about revenue, ways to earn money. Okay. Number 1, earn income. Income from working a job. This is what the majority of you guys are doing right now. Earn income, working a job. There's also profit income. All right. Income or an income stream from buying and or selling something. For example, all right, you buy some shit at a garage sale and then you go back later and realize that this shit is worth a lot more than what you thought it was, and you go off and then sell it, and then you make a profit off of it. Where this can also be seen, sneaker resellers and shit like that, they go and they buy from a retailer, all right? They go and they buy from a retailer, Jordans or whatever, Yeezys at some price, and then they go and they sell it aftermarket, like let's say on an eBay, okay? And then they make a profit off of someone else that has a willingness to pay, but maybe not the time to wait on a line overnight. And then you can make a profit off of it, okay? What's the next one? Interest income. This is the income from lending money, all right? Most of y'all are victims of this shit because you have credit cards where you have lended money on, and now you have to pay an interest rate, okay, on that money because you wanted to buy something today because you couldn't afford it today, okay? Banks make an incredible amount of money off of this. They try to offer you an incredible amount of enticing offers in order to sell you credit or sell you the dream of owning something today but paying it off tomorrow. But within the melanated community, this is one of the biggest deterrents for growing wealth. This shit right here, number 3, if it's working against you, you should feel allergic to. You should feel like there's no reason why you should ever put something on credit. And I'm talking about anything except for specific things that you invest into that'll earn you more money into the future. You understand me? And that's important. Why? Me, MTR, I've never revolved the debt on a credit card. I've only revolved debt on a mortgage and student loans. That's it. When it comes to credit cards and credit, I have never revolved a debt from month to month to month. I make all of my purchases on that shit, but I never revolve a debt. I never let the interest rate impact what I'm doing. I take advantage of the rewards. I take advantage of the rewards and I pay it off every single month. I've been doing that since I've had a credit card since 18 years old. That's the reason why I have a plus 800 credit score. It's because I've done that. Okay? It's because I've done that. Let me get back in there. Okay? Next one, residual income. When you continue to get paid after the work is done. Okay? This is like my YouTube. All right? I put up a video today and it still might be earning revenue a year from now. Okay? That's residual income. Next one, dividend income. Income from owning stocks. This is very important. Income from earning stocks is very important. Guys, I got a link down to Webull down in the description box down below, which is a fee-free stock trading account. Make sure that you go down there and click in on that. Salute to everybody that's come down into the building, okay? And clicked on that link before I see all the stocks that are coming through. Guys, you need yourself a fee-free stock trading account. You need one. Webull is fantastic. Link down in the description box down below. You could invest in a company such as Verizon and get a quarterly return on your investment. All right? 6, rental income. Income from renting a house. All right? You buy a house, you rent it out, you get income from the tenants. Capital gains. 7. I'm going to take advantage of this. Assets that increase value. All right? Assets that increase in value. Homes is a fantastic example of an asset that increases in value. All right? Fantastic example. This spot right here that I now own, trust me, I'm banking on this as being a capital gains value add within my portfolio. Trust and believe, because whenever I want to sell it, I guarantee you I'm going to make more money off of it because I'm not paying the interest on it anymore because of the mortgage. All right? And because it's going to be increasing in value more than likely. Okay? Capital gains. Very important. Very important, especially if you want to get into real estate game. Very important to understand that. The 8th one, royalty income. Income from others using your idea. All right? You come up with a work of art, a song, something like that. People got to pay you royalties in order to be able to use that work of art into the future. All right? I had to go over this. I had to talk about this specifically because how many do you have? How many of the 1 through 8 do you have? All right? How many do you have? The majority of millionaires have more than 4 of these. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. So it's very important that you understand where you are going out and how you are making different types of income, okay? Let me get back down, all right? Let me get this off the screen. I had to bring up the revenue portion first, okay? I had to bring this up. We're going to go over the cost equation here in a second, right? What I tell you guys just not too long ago. It's about your revenue. It's about your cost. You have to understand between the two. How many do you guys have? Okay? I think that it's important to understand your different streams of income. You have to understand your different streams, and you have to be addicted to learning more within your particular position within the marketplace. You have to, okay? Because none of the extra streams that I have within my life would have been attained if I kept my skill sets the same, all right? This YouTube shit, I learned everything that I've done on YouTube off of YouTube. Everything. I didn't contact no content creators. I didn't do none of that. I learned all of it off of YouTube. Yeah, I utilized what they were doing in the space to be able to leverage, differentiate myself in the market. All right? But I didn't talk to any other content creators regarding any of this shit. How the camera was set up, the lighting, none of this shit. How to speak in front of a camera, none of this shit. But I made sure that I put myself in an arena to continuously learn and be intentional with my time to improve my skill sets. But you have to understand that it takes a lot of work to be able to do that. You have to understand that. So anyway, I had to go over the revenue equation and talk about the different streams of income to improve your particular position in life. Now, I have to go over the cost equation. All right? And I think that this is important to talk about, guys. Because there's too many of us that don't understand the negative implications of not having a fantastic budget and cost plan. There's too many of us, okay? Because some of y'all are just focused on increasing the revenue, but that's wrong. If you're not focused on the money that's going out in the equation, then you're doing yourself a disservice, clearly, okay? Clearly. All right. So we talk about this cost thing. Here's the concepts that I wanted to bring up. All right. And I'll explain why I'm bringing these up. All right. Number one, you should always have an emergency fund. You should always have about 6 to 8 months of reserves first. Okay. You should always have that because you never know what's going to happen, especially if the risk of is if you can't pay some shit, you're going to get kicked out. You should always have an emergency fund because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. You never know what's going to happen. All right. Here's the next thing. After you get an emergency fund, you have to focus in on your debts. You have to focus in on your debts. And here's my, what I would say to you guys. Focus on your highest interest rate debts first. Okay. Focus on your highest interest rate debts first. Knock them shits out. What I've just accomplished this past week, I would have not been able to accomplish unless I knocked out all of my debts and reduced my expenses. For example, like my car and shit. And I see a lot of you guys that's down in here and I see them all out. You know what I'm saying? They got the newest, best, fastest car and they're doing that to impress XYZ, ABC. I've never been on that, and you got to get yourself out this. Keep your keeping up with the Joneses. You have to be able to get out that mindset if you want to accomplish what I accomplished this past week. You have to be able to do that. Okay. You have to be able to do that. One of the biggest debts that I see a lot of young people taking on is a new vehicle. All right. Is a new vehicle. All right. You have to be very cognizant of how much money that you are spending on these type of expenses, okay? Here's the next thing. As you are paying off your highest interest debt first, you have to take advantage of taxable investment accounts, okay? This is essentially free money depending upon the different organizations that you guys might be working for. These are your 401ks, your IRAs, your things like that. I would say take advantage of it up to when it's free money, but then focus on getting rid of all of your debts, okay? And how do you focus in on minimizing your expenses while you do that, okay? Minimize your expenses while you do that because there's a lot of y'all that think that at the point that you get a promotion, that means that you could spend more. That's incorrect. The point that you get a promotion is a keen opportunity to put more money that you have coming in towards your debts and or your investment accounts, not to spend more. Not to spend more. Okay? Here's the next thing. All right? Once you are done paying off your debts, then you have to focus in on your investment accounts, okay? Link down to Weeble down in the description box down below and begin to maximize those things, okay? Begin to maximize those things. Do not maximize keeping up with the Joneses. Maximize your investments. One of the wonders, the eighth wonder of this world is compound interest. It is compound interest, okay? Putting your money into an account and watching it grow and compound year after year. I might bring up I didn't think to do this before, but I might bring up a compound interest calculator just to make it apparent to you guys, okay? But begin to invest into those accounts after that. It is very key, and that's what I have been doing for a period of years. No snake oil, no bullshit, shit that has been tried and true, all right? Shit that has been tried and true. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. How many likes do we have down up in here? How many likes do we got up in here? Keep on hitting that like button. Keep on hitting that like button. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate it, all right? We'll wholeheartedly appreciate it, all right? Now, listen, guys, here's where I'm at right now. I make decent money. I make decent income. I'm 100% debt-free, including my mortgage. So now I have the opportunity to get into more weird investment activities because I have play money now. And I think that it's important because at the point that you have play money is the point where you can actually risk some shit. All right. When I'm talking about play money, I'm saying have fun in your normal, average, everyday shit. Like if you want to go out gambling and shit like that, put a limit on that shit. Put a budget for everything in your life. Everything. Everything should have a budget. Everything should have a budget. All right. You should budget everything. And the reason why when I talk about cost, I talk about an emergency fund is because you should budget to have an emergency fund. You should budget of what you are paying off of your debts and have a goal. You should budget what you're putting into your investment accounts and have a goal. If you do not have a goal, you cannot think about any of this payoff of mortgage shit. And you will continue to be shackled by your lack of having a goal and not understanding that the power is in your hands. Okay? That the power is in your hands. Now that I'm in a place where I have disposable income is the opportune time where now I feel like I could go to more riskier things, perhaps investing in someone's business or someone's idea, perhaps investing into Bitcoin or, maybe even day trading a little bit, maybe getting into Forex, because now I'm at a point where I have disposable income. And that's what it's about. All right. So when we talk about all these things, again, we have to go over the revenue side of the coin and we have to go over the cost side of the coin. Now, listen, as I've alluded to a couple of times within this cast, guys, I'm probably going to open up the phone lines as well. Only got a couple of more things that I wanted to go over. Here's some of the most important things, and I know I've been dropping a lot of different things throughout this conversation. Number one, when we talk about this money mindset, number one, you have to be able to set goals. You have to be able to set goals. You have to be able to have a budget, okay? And your budget has to be aligned to your goals. It sounds very simple, but how can you expect to get to a place where you pay off your debt if you do not know what's coming in and what is going out? That is the basic equation, all right? Here's the next mindset that I have had in order to accomplish this task. Your most important asset is your time. It is your time. So a lot of you, the majority of men that's down up in here right now that are unhappy with their financial situation, I would say, look at how much time that you have invested into understanding yourself, to understanding your purpose in life, and what are the things that you are doing. Okay, what are the things that you are doing to be intentional about improving on yourself, your talent, your skill set? What are you doing? Because far too often when I do these coaching sessions, far too often I see these young men talking about, I want to be this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing to be this, that, and the third? And you find out they spend the most amount of time in their week on Hulu, playing video games, listening to music, or some lady. And here's the thing, guys. Being in this day and age, one of the most valuable things that you guys have is the internet. And one of the biggest deterrents in your life is the internet. Because there's so much shit to do on the internet, you could just waste your time. You could just waste your time. There's so much shit to do. All right? There's so much shit to do. But if you could wade through the bullshit, you could find the actual information to get you to whatever goal it is that you're trying to get to. Here's the next concept that I think is key that I wanted to touch in on. All right. Here's a mindset shift that I think was very valuable for me to understand, and it is the difference between being paid for your time versus being paid for your results. Let me repeat that again. It's the difference between being paid for your time versus paid for your results. Salary, all right? First of all, let me go over this. Being paid hourly is one of the crudest versions of being paid for your time, but salary is in there as well. Okay. Salary is in there as well. And let me talk about it real quick. If you want to go through the avenue of being paid for your time, that's fine. That's fine. That's what I was doing in the beginning of my career. YouTube is being paid for my results. Okay? It's being paid for my results. I went a long time on YouTube of getting 0 results and not being paid for the hours that I put into the gym. But a salary, but an hourly job, they'll pay you for training. Okay? They'll pay you for training. They'll pay you to not really know exactly what you're doing, but to figure it out. Being paid for your results don't pay you on that shit. But guess what? The scalability of being paid for your results, especially digitally, can be infinite. And that is real. And that is real. Okay? So whether or not it's blue collar or white collar, or you want to go to this entrepreneur game, understand that I think those 3 options are predicated on your specific goals. For example, I started off in the white collar game, and then now I double into white collar plus entrepreneurship. But I wouldn't have been able to dabble into entrepreneurship and business ownership unless I first started in the white collar game. And I especially would have not have been as successful in this YouTube shit unless I did all that white collar shit to begin with. And that is real when it comes to speaking in front of a large audience, when it comes to, understanding the business components of what it is to be successful here, the discipline, the stick-to-itiveness, the delayed gratification. All right. Understanding the market, understanding your audience, understanding the business. My MBA was infinitely important to me being here on YouTube in this particular position today. It don't mean that you need an MBA to be on YouTube. It don't mean that, but I was able to use that level of continuous education in order to improve in on myself. But I was able to transition being paid for my time versus being paid for my results. And that is key. Results, infinitely scalable, but immeasurably harder. Okay? Business owners get paid for their results. Okay? They get paid for their results. But 50% of business owners fail in the first 5 years. Okay? 50% of people that enlist in a white collar or blue collar job are not getting fired in the first 50 years, or not getting laid off in the first 5 years. Okay, I think it's key to understand it. Now, once I understood that, it was key within me to continue to go on this path because I wanted to exponentially expedite the revenue generating process. Okay, I wanted to increase the revenue coming in while making sure that my costs remain the same. All right. Now, those are the revenue things that I think is important to hone in on. What I also wanted to talk about, guys, hit on the like button. Wholeheartedly appreciate it. What I also wanted to talk on is the major deterrents. The major deterrents to building and generating wealth. Shout out to Breezy in the building. New sponsor of today's show. Shout out to Breezy. Patreon gang in the building. Big up. Now teach us from the Dusty Empire how to get your level. All right? I'm trying to, my G. Breezy in the building. Patreon gang in the building. Guys, the link down in the description box down below to get up on the Patreon. Let's have another discussion outside of here. We're going to go back there relatively soon in order to make sure that we talk. All right. Shout out to Breezy in the building. I appreciate that sponsorship, my G. All right. All right. Here's what I wanted to go over from a major deterrence from a wealth perspective. We're going to wrap up. Maybe I'll open up the phone lines for 1 or 2 calls. I'll leave a link down in the description. Hold on. Let me, I'm gonna put a link down up in here. I might take a couple of calls real quick. There goes the link. Feel free to come into the lobby. Here's what I want to go for the major deterrents of wealth building. Here's one of the first ones that I wanted to go over. Number 1, you don't understand your purpose. You don't understand what you want to do in your life. That is one of the major deterrents of what this is. And I would say one of the best things that I did with my time in my life earlier on is to figure out what exactly it is that I wanted to do, and to align myself within a focal point or a scope of what are the things that I wanted to do, right? What are the things that I wanted to do to be successful, right? That I can align my purpose to, all right? And let me also tell you guys something as well. You may not necessarily need to follow your passion. Sometimes you got to do enough with what you are somewhat interested in and make a career out of that to then later on transition into something that is really and truly your passion. It just really depends upon the backing that you have or the support that you have. Me, I wanted to do it all on my own from Jump Street. And I knew that, like, at the end of the day, if I wasn't successful, I was going to ask no one for no money. I was going to be out on the street. You understand me? And I was just going to figure it out from there. But I understood what my goals were from the beginning. And it was important for me to be able to do that, to figure out my purpose. And I see a question in there right now, like, how do you figure out your purpose? Or how did I figure it out? What are you interested in? What do you like to do? What is it that you like to do? I looked back at my life and I was like, damn, I really love technology. I'm a low-key geek. I love technology. So what majors could I get into, right? What certifications can I gain in the technology field? It was just as simple as that. What are you interested in? You have to have interest of some sort. What are you interested in? Okay. Start there. And then based off of what you're interested in, how much money can you make doing that shit? Okay. How much money can you make doing that shit? And put that into your equation of if that's something that you want to follow. All right. Here's another concept over deterrence of wealth: instant gratification versus delayed gratification. And this one is key. One of the biggest things that it took me in order to get to where I'm at right now is understanding how to be disciplined. Okay. Is understanding that if I played into all of these instant things in order to get me money, and people were coming over and saying, yo, get involved with this MLM, right? That's called XYZ Herbalife or some shit like that. Or, yo, come get involved. You know, my boy, he's got some business that he's trying to go and stand up. Come get involved. That all would have been chipping money away from me. Okay. That would have been chipping money away because I had some form of instant gratification over delayed gratification, because there's key ways to actually get this. Okay. Now I've gone over at a super high level those ways to do that. Okay. But you have to understand delayed gratification. I mean, I'm 35 years old right now. I couldn't do what I'm doing right now at 25. I delayed my gratification, but I stuck to a path. I stuck to a purpose, and didn't fall victim to the instant shit that wasn't going to get me no money anywhere. I would have had a high degree of risk in the long run. Here's the next thing. Next deterrent, trying to keep up with the Joneses. We talked about this significantly. All right. Keeping up with the Joneses has killed many in the melanated community. You know what I'm saying? Just because you see someone down the block that has such or such ABC, XYZ, you just feel like you should have it as well. Just because you get a promotion at your job doesn't mean you need to increase your expenses. It never means that. You guys got to understand that. Here's the next killer. I'm going to put this up on the screen real quick because I feel like the dudes are going to enjoy this. Here's the next killer. All right? Let me throw this up on the screen real quick. Share screen. Here's the next absolute killer. I'm going to be quiet for a quick second. I want you guys to look. All right. This shit right here, though, This bullshit right here, you see this shit right here? I'm not even gonna keep this up for long because it's gonna get me demonetized. But this shit right here, oh shit. This motherfucker right, look at this look at this shit. This shit looks like a goddamn evil beast. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this bullshit. Don't it just look like yo, don't it just look like a dragon off of like I don't know, name the video game. God of War. This looks like something that God of War was fighting in God of War on the PS5. That's what the fuck this shit looks like. Okay. This shit right here done ruined many a life. Done ruined many a life. Because how many things do you do in your day because this is your sole purpose? Guys, gentlemen, you have to restructure how you think. You have to restructure what you think of the things that you have to do in order to attain this right here. This is going to be one of the biggest factors to keep you back from being successful within your life. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here. Shut up, Mr. Musa. This shit right here, nigga. Let me take this off the screen before I get demonetized from YouTube. But this shit right here done killed many a man. Not only from a financial perspective, but how many fights have been started over this? How many men that look like me have ended up in jail because of this shit? And here's the craziest part of that equation. The more that you work in on your financial due diligence, the more that you work on who you are as a man, the more that comes around, the more access that you have to that. But here's the thing. There's too many of you guys that come across, because you have your most testosterone filled state in your 18, 19s, and 20s. And all you're trying to do is just, all right, that's all that you're trying to do. And you're going to do anything to get it. Okay. But I'm letting you guys know, as a 35-year-old man, if you work in on yourself and build who you are up as a man and work on your purpose, your passion, your influence, your masculinity, all right, that will come. This right here, let me put it back up. Can I put it back up? This shit right here, it'll come. Stop worrying about it. Shut up. Uh-oh. $20 super chat. ZenBX. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. MTR, you the man for this. I'm currently having trouble being disciplined. Definitely taking notes. Shout out, my G. I got to be able to talk about this heinous thing right here. This heinous thing which causes us to all to do dumb shit. Even me too. One of these days, I'm going to start talking. I'm going to give you guys, shout out to Solo TV84. He calls it Simp Tales. I'm gonna start talking about my shit. I've done some pretty stupid shit within my life as well. But we got to be able to talk about it because this is an authenticity channel at the end of the day. The Titan Killer. You know how many wars have been started over this shit right here? You know how many war, dog, if you can conquer this bullshit right here, you can conquer anything. Discipline, discipline, discipline. We talk about the instant gratification versus delayed gratification. You understand me? All right? When we talk about the things that you can do from a continuous learning perspective, all right, versus making decisions based off of this shit. That's one of the reasons I've avoided relationships as long as what I've did. I didn't want any decision in my life to be predicated on this. None. I wanted none of my decisions to be predicated on this. You get in a relationship with a girl, she's talking about, hey, I got a job out in such and such city. I want to be in a relationship with you so much. Let's move to such and such. Well, but my job is in, you know what I'm saying? I'm building a career over here, but I love you. But I love you so much. Are you sure? Like, and then you want to do like the long distance relationship shit, and you spending 20 hours out of your week making sure that you can maintain a relationship with her. For what? For this? There's more of them than us. Why? Why? You know why? Let me tell you why. Because you're working from a mindset of scarcity. This is in complete and absolute abundance. This complete and absolute abundance. There's more of them than us. It's more of them than us. From a numbers perspective, we typically, it's like a 50% birth rate, but when you get down to the numbers, when you consider incarceration rates, when you consider homosexuality, when you consider like all of these different things, there's a lot more of them than us. All right. In the United States, I think it's somewhere about 4 to 5 million. All right. And you want to waste all your time on one. How dare you? Okay. How dare you? All right. Let me get this off the screen. I'm sure I'm already demonetized. Shout out to Super Chats that came down into the building. I see a bunch of others down in there. Shout out to King and Castle Media. Big facts. I took myself out the marketplace and focused on me. Whole trajectory change. It's not easy though. All right. Yeah. Whole trajectory. All right. And that is what it is. You guys don't think I didn't make some sacrifices in doing this YouTube shit with a full-time job? I absolutely did. Okay. But it's all about the sacrifices that you are making to be the best that you absolutely can. That's what it's about. Shout out to Michael Pierce in the building. Much love, bro. Keep doing your thing. A lot of great information and insights. I made some good money and gained a lot of knowledge. Shout out to Michael for the $43 super chat. Thank you so much, my G. I appreciate the love, the support, and the respect. Breezy in the building. $100 super chat. Always live below your means and never chase the poom poom. Never chase the poom poom. Never chase this dragon right here. There's so many of us that would be goddamn rich right now if it wasn't for that. Never chase it. Shout out to Breezy. I appreciate you for the $100 super chat here tonight again. My G, I appreciate the super chats. Shout out to all the super chats. I see y'all coming through. It's 15,000 subscribers going through a breakup right now. Listen, man, you should be on a Patreon game. We talk about that shit. All right. Shout out to Tarif. How well? Keep doing your thing. I'm currently taking MIS right now. Shout out, my G. Playing football at a D2 school, paving the way, bro. Shout out, my G. Keep that MIS popping. It pays very well in this marketplace, okay? Wars over this. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Smart Money in the building, in a circle in the building. All right, let me see. I have a couple of the notes here. I think that's the majority of the things that I'm going to go on. I'll bring some folks down up in here. Guys, I know there's folks that's coming down into the building. At the end of the day, I want to be able to talk about these things at extremely high level to try to get as many of you guys understanding the basic concepts. I am not able in this session to get more individualized attention. If you are interested in that, sign up to the Patreon, sign up to the Discord, which is accessible through my Patreon. Link is right down up there. Go up there, see what's in store, because when we have these group conversations in smaller audiences, we can get a lot more specific between what it is that you're going through and the best way to get it. This is a major goal that I have had within my life, to pay off my mortgage and to get to this FI status, financial independence. And I think that I've gone over just a minuscule amount of the things that you have to think about before going on that journey. You need goals in your life. You have to be able to set a goal. Within that goal is, what is your purpose? You have to understand that the basic equation of revenue and cost in forming a budget is inherently important. You have to understand that. You have to understand that. Just because you get a promotion doesn't mean you make more money. Minimize the amount of money going out. Enhance the amount of money coming in through continuous learning, due diligence. Increase your income streams to hedge against weird markets. Coronavirus just proved that, how weird a market that this shit can be. All right? But there's some of us that lost money in 2020, and there's some of us that gained money in 2020 because they diversify what it is that they are doing. Yes, MIS is Management Information System. That was my major in undergrad. Okay. All right, guys, let me get this out of here. Remove from studio. Let me remove this one. Let me see. I see a couple of names that's down into the building. Guys, hopefully you guys have a specific question for me that you want me to answer. First to the stage, Tavares. What's good, my G?
What's good, fam?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been watching your show for a couple of months now. I just appreciate your content, and I hope to learn more from you.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Now, listen, for those that are listening on YouTube right now, is there any feedback? We had some issues with feedback last week. Is there any feedback? Guys, leave a 1 down into the building if you do not hear any feedback. Let me just check on that real quick, Tavares, before we continue the conversation. Does it sound good, guys, or is there any feedback? I tested the shit before the stream started. I just want to make sure there's no feedback here tonight. All right, I don't see no ones. It's perfect. Okay. Shout out to Jaded. I see you. Okay, I see perfect. All right, so let's get into the conversation. All right, Tavares, do you have a question for me?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about it.
All right, so I'm in my early 20s currently, and I will have a question regarding finances. So I know not to spend too much money on girls. I'm not worried about that right now, obviously, but my current situation is pretty niche, I guess you could say. So I'm currently on disability, and so I'm getting a monthly stipend from the government because of my disability. I can't really work because of it. So regarding that, what would you suggest I do with that money?
What is your? So I don't know enough about your financial status right now. You understand what I'm saying? So like, what's your goal? What are you trying to get to?
Well, I'm an aspiring accountant. Currently, I'm waiting for classes to open up in the college that I am near in order to become certified. And so I want to be an accountant.
Okay, so you want to be an accountant and you're getting money coming in.
Yes, sir.
So then you have to still go to my cost equation. What are you doing from an emergency fund perspective? What are you doing from a debt repayment perspective? Because here's what it is. At the end of the day, if you get money in that comes in from a disability, you do not need to be wasting it on different purchases to keep yourself up with the Joneses. We talked about that earlier in the cast. So from an emergency fund perspective, you should budget appropriately, especially if you're on disability. I would guess that there's certain monetary things that are happening in your life that could come up out of nowhere. So you have to be able to save money for that. From a debt perspective, are you working on your debt?
I have no debt currently, which is good, I hear. So I currently don't have to pay for any college fund or any. I don't drive a car. I can't drive a car because of my disability, so I don't have to pay for car insurance or any type of maintenance on that. So, and I'm currently staying with my parents because they graciously let me live with them for now because of my disability until I build up enough income to move out.
Okay, so what's going out is particularly low.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you have coming in, are you budgeting your income correctly so that you could pay off your accounting loans at the end when
Yes,
they
sir.
come?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So then that's it. So you're taking the money that's coming in. So guys, I also turned up my volume. Hopefully my volume is coming through a little bit better right now. So you're taking your income, okay? And what you're doing with it is you're making sure that you have enough money at the end of your loans to be able to pay them off. I mean, that sounds like a good plan to me. So I guess from a goals perspective, if your immediate goal should be to pay off your loan when they come, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your answer. Were you looking for another answer?
No, that sounds about right. I just want to make sure I was on the right path, or if there was anything else I could be doing.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that I think that and what is your particular disability, if you don't mind me asking?
I am legally blind.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that from an income perspective, you are getting money from the government, you're getting an accounting degree. I don't think that you should be doing anything such as getting involved with get rich quick schemes. I don't think you should be doing anything with Bitcoin, at least for right now, because you have the immediate goal of paying off your debt as soon as you finish your degree. So I think that you should be stashing it. I would suggest a high yield savings account, or I would even suggest an index fund or something like that. Again, I am not a financial advisor, but I wanted to highlight different things that you can do perhaps. But what I do is either a high yield savings account to store money, because you have to be able to beat inflation. You have to be able to beat inflation. Okay, inflation is usually about 2 to 3% per year on average. If you put your money and just store it in a bank, what was the interest on your bank account? Is like 0.0001% or some bullshit like that. Okay, so I would say be able to put it in and get that 3%, at least for right now, because the payback on that is probably going to be, or when you need to pay back your loan, is probably going to be in about 2 to 3 years or something like that. All right, Tavares, thank you so much for your question, my G.
No problem. Have a good night.
Take care. Next to the stage, Manny in the building. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Chilling. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. So my first question, I work for Exelon. Basically, it's the company that kind of does the power and electricity throughout the country. I'm a business systems analyst, and
all right. Hey, bro, we got to get to your question, bro. Just ask your question, and we can get into additional information later.
I was about to just ask, like, in my position, I was just trying to explain, like, like my position, but I was about to ask, just in my position, what do you think I should do? I got like about 30 to 40K in student loans. I'm making a decent amount of money now, about 55K a year. So,
how many hours a week do you work?
40.
Work more? More?
Well,
are you close to something that's in and around your passion or your purpose?
Yeah. So like, I kind of found my purpose after I like dropped out of college, entered a year-long program. They kind of taught like data analyst stuff. I kind of got into like technology and analytics, so I got an internship and got converted to a contractor. So like on the contractor, you can't like really work overtime.
Okay. So again, the equation is based off of what I was talking about earlier, right? If you're making that amount of money, either A, you have to do things within the current career path that you're on to increase the money, and that could be getting additional certifications, that could be networking within the people of the company that you're working with, or B, you go outside of what you're doing for 40 hours per week and figure out another way to generate additional income that is coming in, right? So we didn't get to the cost side of this equation because I can't get completely down into what is going out, but based on the money that's coming in, I mean, you're doing above the median average within the United States. So again, if you're working 40 hours per week and you want to do more, well, then you got to do more either in the position that you have right now, or you got to work towards something else.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I had another quick question. Oh, what was you about to say?
No, go ahead.
So like index funds, like, should I get into that? Is that a good way to get some extra revenue coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm invested in a bunch of index funds. And I do it through Webull, which the link is right down in the description box down below. I wholeheartedly would suggest that. Now, I think what you should do first is to look out and see if your company has 401k and a company match, because I think you should take advantage of the free money first. But if you get to a point where you have a handle and a wrangle on your debt, right? And if you are investing in the taxable investment accounts and getting back a 401k match, or if you're public sector, I can't remember the company that you said. But if you're doing all of those things, then I wouldn't go against at all getting like a Webull or something like that, or a Robinhood account, and then being able to put a little bit money in there as well. Again, index funds over the last 60 years or so have increased 8% on average, which is beating inflation on average over the last 50, 60, 70 years. Index funds is my strategy as well. Okay, is my strategy as well. I love mutual funds. I love index funds. I love ETFs. I have a whole tutorial on the channel that goes through an ETF that I bought for $10,000, and I've been going over iterations within my portfolio of where the money is going and climbing to or not climbing to, because I will show you the dips as well. But I think that it's very important that, and also too, and understand the difference between gambling and investing, right? There's a lot of people that don't even understand when you go into like a casino or something, which I know there's a lot of folks that look just like me that are okay with gambling, but are not okay with investing. And a lot of that is because of the education that was pushed on to them. But we're here to change that and to shift that, what that is. One of the biggest things is that when you gamble, you're going in and everyone knows the odds. Like everyone, like the house knows that they will win more often than not. Like if you go play blackjack and shit like that, they know that 46 point whatever percent of the time you will lose. But over the broad set of the times that you're in there, it's still 46%. So the house wins the other side of that, the 53 point whatever percent. The house will always win. So over time, the house will be gaining money. Investing is inherently different because when you put money and you buy portions of a company's stock, you don't know where that company is going to go. That is investing. And that is a huge difference between gambling. Lotto tickets, walking into the casino. The amount of times that I walk into the casino in any neighborhood, in any hood, and I see the amount of people that look like me, and I'm just like, damn. Now, that are there at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning as if it is a job. I know that wasn't your question, my G, but I had to bring that up because I think it's relevant to the conversation. But yeah. Manny, thank you so much for calling in, my G. I appreciate that, all right?
Thank you for having me.
All right. Let me see. Down into the building. Boogie in the building. What's good, my G?
What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. I have no specific question, bro. I just wanted to pay you my respect. But first of all, for everyone in the chat, you guys need to join us in the Discord because we talk about so many things. All right, men, ladies, we talk about all the questions you can have. As a team, we can always find answers because different people know different things about life. So if you want to join us in the Discord, you can see the Patreon link is right there on the screen. So come and join us. For so many of you who have specific questions, come and let's talk about have conversations about life and to see how we can get better. But bro, the reason I have no specific question is because I've been in the Discord so long, and some of these things, these are the things we talk about. So it would be, I don't want to act like I haven't improved in any way. And you already know I always give you my respect for the ways you've motivated me in my life with my YouTube channel and everything. But bro, for me, the point you made tonight, and you already know this, is about the issue with women. Because so many guys, I did the math of how much other women I've dated. They're not in my life anymore. I did the math of how much I spent on those dates. I did the math of how much I spent on gifts. I did the math of how much I spent on just trying to chase women. If I had invested that money, even 5 years ago, I would probably have $100,000 right now.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
I was waiting for you to make that point tonight, and I was afraid you're not going to make it, but I guess you saved the best for last. And, that really made me feel so good, because for me, as a man who's really focused on self-awareness, I had to sit back and, figure out what has been the big issue in my life. And for me, it was always been women. And then the next point that you touched on was budgeting. For me, I've been changing my finances to the point that I know how much I spend a month from water, from chewing gum, from gas, from
Yeah.
food, insurance, every single thing. So I think as men, we really need to, like you said, find out how much you're spending, how much you need to cut back, you know, patience, delayed gratification. Those are issues we have as men that we are struggling with. And to see you, MTR, achieving all these things, men like it helps men like us on the other side of the screen hold ourselves accountable, bro. So I really
Facts.
thank you. I'm very, motivated. Some
Thank you,
of us,
bro.
our receipts are loading, they're coming.
Yeah.
Our receipts are still in the oven. They're coming very soon. And I just wanted to thank you and tell you that bro, when we see people who look like us motivators,
Yeah.
it tells us that what, you got to get your shit together, because at the end of the day, they're complaining and all this, and you're providing the resources. We only
Yeah.
have ourselves to blame. So I
Facts.
think I just wanted to pay my respect, bro, because I'm working on me. So I thank you for the motivation and holding us accountable, because we can
Facts.
cry about this and that, but if we have you on the other side holding us accountable, that's all we need. Because at the end of the day, you do your work, it's up to us to put in the work. Because
Facts.
I already said that 15 years from now, nobody, no woman, not your parent, you see, the call that you made with your father, it just shows you that he did what he could do for you, and you had to walk the rest of the journey. So as
Yeah.
men, at the end of the day, 15 years from now, everybody's going to be looking at what's your value in society. If
Facts.
all the value you have is how many women you've been sleeping with, that ain't nothing. And for
Facts.
me, actually, this year, I've made the decision that I'm not going to date nothing. No dating apps, no women, no sex, nothing. Because at the end of the day, women for me should be a celebration. But if I ain't got a house, what the fuck am I celebrating?
Facts.
Excuse my French, what am I celebrating?
Yeah.
So I'm just holding myself accountable, and I hope other men join us in the Discord and we do this. As men, it's time to really, take self-improvement very seriously, because this
Facts.
is real, guys. This is, as somebody who lost his job during the coronavirus, and I really had to wake up and pursue my purpose and chase my business. It was a wake-up call, because I was like, Boogie, well, nobody gives a shit about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we gotta do the work, and we
Yeah.
have him here to motivate us, to show us the receipts. What more do you want? What are you willing to sacrifice as a man? Are you willing to go 6 months without women in your life? Are you willing to go 6 months without sex in your life? What is more important? Would you rather have just women right now and then continue to suffer in the next coming years, or would you rather sacrifice the women and pursue your purpose? Because women
Facts.
take time and money, and it's not women's fault. It's your fault as a man if you don't have self-awareness and self-accountability. All right, but thank you, Mchara. That's all I got to say. That's all I
Hey,
wanted tonight.
hey,
So
man.
thank
Hey, man. Listen, we gonna definitely chat back in the Discord, the Patreon gang. I appreciate you coming through and sharing those words, bro. So thank you so much, Boogie. I appreciate that. All right.
All right, respect, bro. Peace.
All right, respect, bro. Guys, listen. Boogie just hit on it. Boogie just hit on it. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? What sacrifices are you willing to make? Okay? What sacrifices are you willing to make? This is key. For all the dudes that's down into the building and all the women that are down in here ear hustling and listening and shit like that, but I'm talking to my dudes right now. Okay? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to learn? What are you willing to unlearn? Boogie just hit on that shit perfectly. Okay? What are you willing to change? Okay? What are you willing to change? As you come of age, 18, 19, 20, you are at your least valuable in this game. We talk about hypergamy all day. You at your least valuable. You're not making no money. Shit. I came of age, and I went into school, $0. I went into undergrad. I started out $45 a year. Okay. I was at my least valuable. I was at my least valuable. I've done nothing but to gain value outside of that. But trust, know, believe, and understand that I put things in place. I've made strategic decisions. I've made calculated decisions when it comes to increasing my revenue and decreasing the bullshit going out. I've made key decisions. Every step has been a calculated one, and it's been a level up. It's been a level up. So what are you doing to balance that? Rebalance it. Rebalance it in a way that is true to where you are at in your life. If you are significantly behind, you may need to go monk mode. You may need to go monk mode. If you're significantly behind your particular goal, you may need to cut all the bullshit out and dig deep. Are you willing to do that or not? Are you willing or not? Because that's what's going to separate the great people from the mediocre. You understand? Shout out to Boogie. I appreciate that. You coming through and sharing that information. Yeah. Patreon gang in the building. Patreon gang in the building. See, the thing is that Boogie can come up here and speak that passionately about it because it's real for him. It's real for him. Okay? It's real for him. This ain't for fake. Boogie has shown personally into the Discord changes that he has made from things that we've talked about in the Discord and how it has resulted into a positive outcome. Boogie has talked through that from a business perspective and all the things that he's been in. What did Boogie say? Okay. He said he lost his job. All right. You're not defined by the successes that you have in your life. Perhaps you might be defined by your failures, or better, what you do after you fail. Okay. There's too many men that I see, and some of them come to me to be coached, that have hit a failure, have hit a roadblock, and they feel like that's it. Okay? You have to get up out that mindset, and I think it's very important. Shout out for the $3 super chat. I appreciate that, my G. I'm not going to put the link back down up in there. I got to get back down into my Patreon and my Discord group. Guys, hit on the like button for me. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate it. Let's continue to get this information out there. Uh-oh. Hopefully you guys can hear that. my air horns, and you may not be able to hear that now because I got my headphones in. Shout out to Leo in the building. Thank you so much for the 100 Canuck bucks. Congrats on your continued success. See you in the Discord. Hashtag men building. Hold on. You may not be able to hear that because of the headphones. Hold on. There we go. I think you can hear that right now. Shout out to Leo. Co-sponsoring today's show. Appreciate that, my G. Appreciate that. I appreciate the $100 super chat. I appreciate that. Amaja in the building. MTR, remember the phone call you made? It was about paying off the principal. So to understand more about paying down in that aspect, did you do that from the rip? It was about paying off the principal. Remember the phone call you made? I don't know what you're talking about, Amaja. Maybe we got to talk about it in the Patreon. The phone call you made, it was about paying off the principal. I think the phone call was the payoff of the loan. Because here's what you got to understand about the loans is that interest accrues daily. On your credit cards, on anything that's an interest rate, it accrues daily. So you have to call, if you want to pay some shit off, you have to call them and ask for a payoff amount because the last amount that was on your bill is not what you have to pay off because, again, interest accrues daily. All right. So when I set the goal, when I looked at my bank account, I was like, okay, I could pay this shit off perhaps. I called and asked for the payoff amount. They gave me the payoff amount and then I got it handled. Okay. Shout out to Amaja for the $30 super chat. Shout out for the super sticker. Guys, listen. Shout out to Crispin. I went to King College Budo. Let's talk. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. £5 super chat. My apologies. Guys, okay, listen. I've gone over a lot of different concepts here today. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this stream up like that. I've gone over a lot of different concepts. Hopefully it was beneficial for you. I apologize to all the dudes that are waiting down into the chat. I apologize, but I don't have much time. I got to go down into the Patreon game and the Discord game. So I do apologize for those that are waiting. I'm absolutely humbled where the channel is going. I'm absolutely humbled to have folks that are looking for this information. And really, that was the goal. Me doing all this entertainment shit, although that shit is fun as well, the real goal is looking back at how I can impact some shit, how I can change some shit. When I look at a local geography perspective, I've done Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I've created black male organizations at institutions that I was a part of. I've done all of that. But then I said, how can I do this from an infinitely scalable perspective, right? To be able to touch people in whatever portions of the country or the world that they are particularly in, okay? I would be remiss not to give the information that I have learned and disseminate it upon you guys. Like, it's okay to talk about all the things with human nature and all the videos that I do. It's okay to make sure that you can identify the bullshit in and around your life. But when we talk about this generating revenue, we got to talk about accountability. We got to talk about the things that you are doing to create the optimal future for yourself. Okay. Shout out to Genuine Trucker. Facts, bro. You have to stay on your purpose in order to become successful out here. Shout out to Genuine Trucker. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Absolutely. You got to be on it. And I would be remiss as a content creator to not take the advantages that I have had in my life, or at least the things that have set me up for success in my life, and not give that information back in a way that is easy to digest, that is practical to digest. All right. Shout out to Q Karen Speaks. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. All right, guys. So listen, I left a link down into the Patreon. Feel free to come through and continue. Let me leave another one right now. Feel free to go down, click on the link, see what all is in store. I'm gonna go back in there. We're gonna have an after party right now. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you for coming through. Thank you all again for all the love, support, and the respect throughout this journey. I appreciate all the views on that prior video and seeing all the comments. It really, brought me somewhere else. So I appreciate you guys 1000%. Until next time, YouTube. There's another thing. Let me comment on this as well before I completely exit. It's absolutely amazing and humbling to be within this space, whatever it is that you want to call it, the male space, the manosphere space, the red pill space, whatever the hell you want to call it, to be in this space and to talk about money, finances, and to have an audience pay attention and listen. So again, I am humbly appreciative of each and every one of you. That's the last thing I want to hit on. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.